Hi, I'm Sowbhagya Varma. I just finished my 10th grade. I'm from Trivandrum.
Oh, this is amazing. Amazing. I don't like, what I find is that had this question each time, I'm only a software engineer. Or I'm only in 10th standard. I'm only a doctor. I'm only a this. And what they're seeing is that there is a big thing out there and I'm only one sliver of the larger thing. But what you realize is that you have the capability to address any of these things. Sowbhagya was designing a little 3D, she learned 3D CAD and designed something and actually we printed it and a week back if you had asked, can you do a 3D CAD?
What is that?
So, or a circuit. We started with very, very basics, what is Ohm's law, and at the end of the day, after about 45 minutes, they were doing operational amplifiers and they were doing, inputs, outputs of microprocessors and such. So explaining everything from a very, very fundamental point of view which they can relate to, and that changed that, none of this is rocket science. Or brain surgery. So, and that's it. Again, idea is to fail. Actually, we all are scared of failure. The only way to get over the failure is to fail. And only after you have failed a few times, you feel that, okay, I can handle this. And only then you will start actually doing some really, really interesting things. Because till then you are actually stopped by what if I fail. So I'll actually always stay short of that. Okay, short of what if I fail. So you'll set the bar at 1 foot and jump over it and we all feel good. But actually there is a lot more capability that you have. And that is the thing. Just don't be scared of failure. It primarily is reaching deep into yourself and realizing that you can do a lot more than you thought you could do. And because once you realize that you can actually do certain things, things like these things, if I had last week, if I had asked you, can you design something, a lot of you would have said, no, I can't do it. So now that you have realized that you can do it, I'm not saying tomorrow you should start making a company making planes. No, apply what you just learned in everyday life. So whenever you see something, you look at the challenge as an opportunity to be solved. Okay, and they're all, India is, I call it a challenge-rich country. Okay, and every single challenge is an opportunity to be solved. Then you can actually make a social impact, or you can make a financial gain. But look at everything from that point of view, and that they're all out there. Instead of saying, oh, these are all issues that I cannot deal with, these are all opportunities that you can deal with. And that is primarily the goal, building the confidence that you can actually address these things and make it on your own. Everything else is just, I could have made it with clay or something else, so this is all things I know, so I thought I'll teach you with that, but actually this is nothing to do with it. So inside they're going to come and present their projects. They as part of the whole 1 week, they had to do 2 mini projects, basically digital fabrication based mini projects, and they had to do 1 final project. And as part of the final project deliverable, they had to create, of course, the working prototype. They had to create a presentation. They had to write a business plan and a short movie. Okay. So basically, again, the point is you need to touch all these aspects. In the first day itself, I asked the students to see what is your strength. Is your strength physical thinking? That means mechanical, volume, space, shape, weight, momentum, that kind of thinking. Or circuit thinking, that means can you control electrons, okay, by switching whatever, doing any other kind of thing. Or are you a logic person? Can you write algorithm, write code and such? Or are you a human interface person? Someone who can actually understand art and human thinking and how people behave. Because that is the most misunderstood part of everything. We think engineering design mainly means, engineering degree. That part is, I would say, 60% of product is human interface, because there's no product in the world where you pick it up and wonder, is it using 9-volt battery or what electronics? You're using, how do I interact with it? Okay, an iPad is basically a piece of glass that interacts with the rest of the world. It is not a electronics or technology device in the hand of a 3-year-old or anyone. So that human interface is the most important part. So I kind of bring out their strengths in all 4 and see if we can start creating solutions with all 4 in it. So,
our team name is Team Spectacular. We were trying to figure out the challenge in the world. So we came up with this problem that people have a problem with water resources. We have a lot of resources, but we use it in a very different way, not in an efficient way. So we found out that some near to 20% people use water for gardening, and they don't know when to water the plants. So we came up with a solution: when to water the plants. This indicator will give you, will tell you that there is no water in the soil. So water your plants. So this is the solution, and Sowbhagya will continue further.
Well, main reasons to implement our product is because it reduces the wastage of water. Nowadays we are wasting a lot of water for gardening, and some people don't know how much water you need to put into the plant. So there's a lot of wastage happening. So it reduces the amount of water that's being wasted and lack of knowledge and skills. So if everybody knew how much to water the plant, then they wouldn't actually waste the water. So what our product does is, it warns you, it changes color every time the level of water decreases or increases. So basically we planned it to be RGB, but there's some problem, it's not working properly. So it's just glowing green and blue now. So the intermediate value was supposed to be blue. And when it's high, it's red, and when the water is too much, it's red, and it's less, it's green. So the features of our product is, it runs on solar, so we're not using much of any other batteries or anything, and it's easily fixable. It's just, you just have to do this and it's done. And it's not expensive. It's
Not 350.
yeah.
How do you sense the moisture?
Sorry?
How do you sense the moisture?
Basically, the 2 probes that enter the soil, and we check the resistance between the 2 probes. So, if the moisture is more, the resistance changes. If the moisture is less, there's a difference in resistance. We use that to scale up through a particular range and threshold it to different levels. So, when there's already water, it shows red, that you're not supposed to water. When there's less water, it shows green, so that now you can come and water your plants.
So this means it is dry?
Yeah.
Green means dry.
Yeah, green means dry, and when it's red, you're supposed